Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. SeKo Caffeine Craft, giving you a Starcraft replay as Omniscient, as the Red Terran versus Katami, or Katame? Katamo? I'm not my projector, so I can't really see. The blue Zerg in the bottom left. I've been really liking my Terran lately, and now that I've gotten more comfortable, meching and going and putting on harassment, I'm feeling much more comfortable playing this, and I'm just hating the Zerg versus Zerg matchup so much that Zerg is not going to say taking a back seat, but it's definitely... That's hilarious. I didn't even notice that. That's what you get when you spam too much at the beginning. Where's the APM tab? Yeah, just so people know, I know people like to spam a lot at the beginning, but the reason why all those workers stopped is because he's trying to do, click on buildings and click production, spawn larva and spawn all these different things, and he accidentally clicked the S button, and then everything stops moving. I've done that so many times in the past, and sure enough, he does a supply trick to try and keep back in it. I've done that a lot in the past. I'm like, oh, I'm clicking, yeah. And then I ended up highlighting all my stuff and pressing like hold position or something stupid like that, or building 2 or 3 overlords. So it's fun to be able to do that APM spamming, but if you really want to learn how to do it, maybe not do it on a ladder match where you're gonna, cost yourself something important. Looks like the guy's going for a scout. Once again, it's gonna be a little bit too late for him to really stop me from getting my barracks up. I usually like sending my scout on 9 as a Zerg if I want to do that, but this map, Newkirk City, it's really hard to get a scout in here in time to put on any type of damage. Scouts for that, but I mean at this stage of the game that's unbelievably hopeful to try and do that. Out comes Marine, up goes the orbital immediately, and I should be moving more people into gas pretty quick as well. On his side we got a pool before hatch. I'm going to send that guy down there to try and delay time. Now unfortunately, I'm sorry, excuse me for a second there while I stumble on myself. Unfortunately for me, I leave this guy not on hold command, I believe, so when he does send somebody out to build, I don't stop immediately. He's already up to 17 supply on 1 base, so I don't know if he purposely was going for a delayed expansion. But regardless... Oh, he wanted to get out the lings first. He's going to go for pressure first. That's too bad that he came over here and saw the SCV. Otherwise, I probably would have thrown down an engineering bay or something like that. So I'm going to lose that guy because I wasn't paying attention to it well enough. Anyways, Marines out of the front. I saw those 4 lings and no hatch. So I'm thinking maybe he's going to go for some pressure. But I'm going to throw down an early command center anyways. But you got to put more people into gas. I'm trying to think of what my plan was for having only 1 person in gas. I wanted to get out the command center a lot earlier. Was kind of the big thing, because I've been going for this 1 base drop play a lot recently. And what I really want to get better at is going for a faster expansion. And then moving into some form of harassment or attack. Now, unfortunately for me, I don't have my timing down just well enough on this. So I believe these lings are going to come in time to try to stop stuff. Let me get the production tab up, so you guys don't have to see my pitiful APM. Oh, that's okay timing. 4 Marines, get in there in time. Shoot that guy away. So behind this, I mean, the guy's late expanding. He does have 1 queen already finished and the 2nd on the way. I scanned to see what was going on because I haven't gotten anything into his base in a while. I see the gas. I don't see a lair and I don't see a baneling nest. So I feel like I'm okay for the time being. I'm not going to lose to a really super hyper aggressive baneling bust. Next orbital. Still keep your wall up just in case he goes with like 30 lings. It's not just going to end you. And I'm going to start building supply depots at the front to be able to wall off there. The guy's got a ton of cash, so I would, if I was in his position, I'd maybe even go for another expansion. That'd probably be alright. Keeping the lings spread out, 1 at the watchtower, 1 at the front, 1 at the 3rd bases. That's a great way to use those lings to be able to tell what's going on. Where is his overlord? It's over here. I like having maybe 2 overlords in the middle. Another scan to see the front. I know I'm throwing away a lot of scans, but I don't want to lose to the early game stuff. I like having 2 overlords as Zerg about in the middle just to make sure... I'm scouting for a 3rd. Just to make sure that you're not going to get picked off by drops. I know 1 Viking can come and clean those out, but 1 drop can just ruin your day. Units tab. I mean, he doesn't have a huge lead on workers right now. I'm moving this over, and then I'm going to start building a bunch more. But I do obviously still have my mules that I'm dropping. Getting down a crawler at the front. I don't mind that. I'm a bigger fan of exploring around to be able to see what's happening as opposed to building static defenses first. I think that was a nice big pile of workers, which is cool. I'm back building 2 workers at a time as well, keeping my money nice and low. And now I'm going into Hellion production. I'm going to go into double factory, one with a tech lab and one producing, so I make 3 Hellions at a time, and I want to go blue flame really fast there. Lots of workers. I probably should be looking at throwing down even another command center, but what I want to spend all my money on now is getting out tons of Hellions, and I only need a couple of gases to be able to do this. I've got enough gas down to be able to get most of what I want. You know, blue flame's already started, and I can start making 3 guys at a time. What's really important for me is to stay ahead on my supply cap, which I'm doing right now, to make sure that that's okay. His production tab, layers going down, baneling nest. If he's going to go for a lot of ling baneling, I mean, that's good. Does he have double? He has the double evolutions he hasn't started using yet. Now he's starting to build some lings. Do they have speed? I believe they've got speed. They look speed-ish and speed-like. Yes, they do. But obviously against the giant pile of blue flame hellions, they're not going to do super well. You need roaches out or good static defenses. Got 8 marines at the front just to be able to put on a little bit of protection against anything that might come once my hellions move out. Something that I usually like to do is a nice third base. It's at about 9-minute mark. It's a little bit late. I like trying to hit it before the 9-minute mark. Scanning again. I see the lair. I see the spire. So I know that my time's kind of limited with my blue flame. I want to go over there and do the damage before the spire finishes, or at least before he gets lots of mutas out. Otherwise the mutas will shut down my hellions. So I'm going to wait for the last batch, the blue flame, to finish. Engineering bays going down for missile turrets. And still producing more and more workers. So units wise, still keeping pretty good with workers, and with my mules, I'm doing pretty good. So that's finished. I should be... There we go, those are down. Now I'm going to go out for an attack. The great thing about catching a Zerg that is, you know, going for another base and going for this tech is he starts banking money so that he can build a bunch of mutalisks. So what he won't have is a lot of units out on the map. I mean, that's a good amount of Zerglings, but against... What the hell have I have here? This many blue flame hellions? Yeah, that's not going to stop a lot of things. So I'm not going to be too worried right now about running in. Like, they run in a nice line, so I usually don't have to worry about banelings or anything like that. I'm just going to go straight for the workers. Once you get your hellions next to the mineral lines like this, the Zerglings are going to be so ineffective. They're just going to line up and get toasted. So what I like to do is get my back against the wall, and they'll take care of themselves. Sure enough, he loses a lot of those. Running up, trying to get close enough to the workers. You can see that my money is skyrocketing right now, obviously, because I'm microing all my hellions. Yeah. So I know I'm gonna lose all these guys. Oh, am I gonna get any away? I don't think so. I'm sending him north anyways to scout for a third base, which is was a smart thing to do at this point. Units tab, he's down to 19 workers. I've got widow mines up because I was gonna transition into heavy widow mines. So I'm getting these things spread out around my base to deflect the mutalisks. I probably should be getting another command center and stuff though. And missile turrets up. So that did, well, the supply's down to 40. He's not manning much gas. So, he's not in really good shape. He's only got 5 mutalisks out. Starting to throw down some missile turrets. Got one. Two. Yeah, so it loses all of his mutalisks. Now the turrets are going to go up. I'm going to be able to move these guys up to the front with me as well. So I'm transitioning obviously into a heavy mech play. I probably could be going for another harassment attack on some of these bases here pretty soon. I probably could have even pushed out with some marines and just won. But once again, this is where I'm supposed to be learning about moving into a later stage of the game. So I'm moving into mass factory production, another command center. I have all my mines. I'm going to go send them out on the map and see what I can do. Smartly, he's not going for any more mutalisks right now, because they're not going to help him out very much. Still hasn't built any upgrades. I'm going for the high-sec auto trackings to make sure I got more range. And I'm going to go put on some more harassment damage. These guys I'm just going to use to play a little bit of positional attack here. I'm not super fortunate to catch many workers at this base, but I'm still going to go and see what I can. See another couple of workers, so I'm going to take those out. And I'll focus down the queen. I'm going to start setting up all my mines in between the bases and see if I can't catch him moving over any defenses. I'll bury these guys here. And I'll send the hellions around to the next place. So he's just producing his first little bit of roaches. And I actually really credit this guy for not being too crazy about building units, because he couldn't afford to. He spent a lot of his time on economy, which I think was really smart. These guys. Let's see if I can't get a few more worker kills here. Couple. A few more. That'd have been a nice hit. I managed to get one more there. So is it R? Workers killed, 53. Yeah. So he's got a few roaches out. Let's see how my widow mines do. That was it? Ah, good timing. There's a great timing on that. I believe these guys have all used up their shots. Nope. Yeah, now they're all spent. So that turned out pretty well with doing some more damage. Floating over my next base. Building up a giant mech army. And once again, I'm probably playing this way too safe. This was enough army to probably go push out and at least siege up his third base. But once again, I'm not trying to go for a really fast win. I'm trying to go for smarter play in general. I know that smarter plays just go win the game, but I'm more interested in not just doing that. I mean, it's not super fun. And it's not about toying with a guy and being a dick. It's just saying that I would like to learn about transitioning into the late game a bit better, so I'm building more command centers. I should be getting up, yeah, my double armories finally. This is not the best place for them at the front. But I figured he wasn't going to be going into mutas anytime soon anyways. So out comes the next army. It really doesn't have a lot going on here, obviously, for himself, because he's got to build back up his workers. And he's still down on workers, but he's managed to come back somewhat. I need to be producing more workers, so you can see me still producing 2 at a time. 3 hellions and 2 tanks at a time. That guy shouldn't be there. Now, I don't even know if I need to siege up to take out this army, but I'm trying to play it safe and crawl my stuff forward. So I'm going to siege walk into range here. Alright. Sending up just a handful of hellions into the next base. See if I can't get a few more kills. What I wanted to do was siege up down here, so that way I can split off his 2 bases. He just produced a giant pile of roaches, so now he's actually got quite a bit. Try to take out a little bit of the creep tumors around here. Behind this, he's very smartly just making a handful of mutalisks. This caught me a little bit off guard. When he's trying to produce some of these mutalisks there. Because I obviously don't have any Thors up here, and I've only got a handful of Marines, which isn't enough. I'm going to send around my Hellions now to actually go after the top base again. So behind this, I obviously don't have a lot of stuff in place to deal with mutalisks. I don't have Thors. I don't even have starports up to produce Vikings or anything. Obviously this base, planetary, is starting to mine better, which is great. Get my more gas. Oh, he's actually building a few more mutalisks first, which is smart because I actually have a handful of Marines here that would not have done as well otherwise. So, smart move from him. That's pretty sucky for me to be in this position. Behind this, I believe I'm not supply blocked yet. Yeah, I say he doesn't need to move in with his roaches at all. I know he wants to make sure he kills off all this army. Oh, behind this, I believe I cleared out this base again. So he actually kills off a ton of crap there because I wasn't prepared well enough. So I'm going to send these guys home. But now I'm making 3 Thors at a time behind this. At least I'm keeping him on 2 bases. My 3rd base is up and running fine. Building more missile turrets. This is pretty good coverage of missile turrets. These guys are still doing damage over there. I scan just to see if he's taking any more bases. Is this me? Yeah, I've still got that taken at the top. That's a pretty good pile of mutas. I mean, they're not upgraded. I do have my Thors here. He's going to go down here and try to put some pressure on, but with my Thors popping out, which is great timing, that'll help. So it takes a little bit of damage. Just throw down a couple more supply depots, I'll be fine. Still producing tons of Thors. I've got lots of money, so I should be producing more Hellions as well. Our supplies are actually pretty equal now because I've not really kept up with my macro good enough, even though that's what I really wanted to be getting better at with this game. Like, I have enough factories, I believe, to be producing well enough to keep my money lower. But these guys should probably be going for another base. I do have a command center ready to move. And now with my Thors out, I feel pretty secure. I do have my +2. No, it's +1/+1 on the way. He's got his +2/+2 started though, so his upgrades are far superior to mine. I'm gonna run around for another Hellion harass. All of his armies in the middle. What the heck was this thing? Oh, another hatchery. These are my Hellions being assholes and not really knowing what to do. Man, that was such an ineffective attack. Hellions being assholes. That's what it's all about. So once again, my macro at this point leaves a little bit to be desired. I should be having an army produce itself so much faster. Maybe a couple more factories as well. My upgrades, once again, are way below where they should be at. He is going... Oh, this isn't another base. He should be expanding more behind this. I know he wants to throw down some defenses. He's got the bank, too. He did lose a lot of his Mutilas, obviously trying to go after that. Which, I mean, he's going to target down my add-ons, which are really shitty. I mean, he's got great timing to take that one out. My armor will finish, though, which is nice. Or it should finish. Yeah, it finishes in time. So I'm going to move out with my army now. I probably should be getting these things into Hellbat mode. I didn't research it though in time. So he can lose a bunch of Mutalisks if he wants on that. My army behind this obviously is growing really fast. That's a pretty healthy army of Mech. I've still got the worker lead at this point. I mean, he does have the upgrade lead. Those mutas are gonna die unbelievably fast. Gonna siege up a couple of tanks. The rest are actually gonna do fine, just knocking these guys down in regular mode. Oh, he actually built a lot more Mutalisks than I thought he did. He just lost them all. Oh my god. The GG's finally. That game leaves a little bit to be desired for me, I think. I think I felt a little bit too comfortable in the lead. And it really came back to bite me. The guy, like, I did all the damage with the Hellions earlier on, dropped him down to nothing. I really needed my next step, right? I needed tanks, I needed to expand more. I needed a plan in place, and I really didn't have it. And I think that's probably my problem that I'm going to work on, is what my mid-game strategy is after I do some form of harassment. Anyways, hope you guys learned a little bit. We'll talk to you later.